Hello, my name is Joao Mejia. I'm a junior at ASU, and I'm studying political science. Some background on my research is that I grew up in a liberal household, so I watched a lot of late night comedy like The Daily Show and especially The Colbert Report. And I remember thinking how funny Stephen Colbert was and how right he sounded when he was making fun of conservative politics and politicians. Um, I've heard that the Colbert Report is a major news source for many young people today. So I think it's important to look at how um, persuasive he is in using comedy to express a more liberal point of view.
Research question.
That's a great segue into my actual research question, which is the purpose of this study is to examine the effects that a late night comedy, specifically the Colbert Report, has on how middle class Americans view several specific political topics, um, like hot button issues in today's politics.
Methodology.
The methodology being used for this study will be experimental, more specifically, a pre-test, post-test, or classic design. Uh, the first group will be, well, both groups will be randomly picked. The first group will be given a pretest, which will be a survey measuring their attitudes on different political topics, which will be discussed in the viewing. This pretest will rate their answers on an ideological scale from 1 being very liberal to 10 being very conservative. Immediately following the pretest, there will be a viewing of a couple episodes or clips of the Colbert Report, and in those clips there will be mentions of or discussions on those topics that will be covered in the surveys as pre-tests and post-tests. Then in the post-tests, following the viewing will be very similar to the pre-test, only with different questions and different wording, but we'll measure the same thing. The second group will do the same thing, except instead of viewing the Colbert Report, they'll be watching something apolitical, so as to be a control group.
Justification.
The reason I'll be using experimental methodology is because I want to have more internal validity, which may come at the expense of external validity, but that's a risk I'm willing to take because I want to be as quantitative as possible.
The significance and expected findings.
Because the Colbert Report is becoming such a popular source of information for today's young people, I believe it's important to take a close look at whether or not it's actually having an effect on their ideologies, and if so, what manner of effect is this having? So, is it causing people to become more liberal or perhaps more conservative? My hypothesis is that it will cause people to become more liberal because of the comedic nature of the show. My name is Joao Mejia. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.